Forever. Dog.
Hello, and welcome to Outgrown, where we have guests on to discuss something from popular culture that they used to profoundly identify with and once thought would define them forever, but then eventually outgrew. My name is Julia Vickerman.
Oh, I'm Tom Sharpling. How are you doing?
So
Julia?
Excellent. It's a bit rainy out today.
Yeah, I know, but
The air is wet.
it's sunshine in here because of our guest.
It's true.
It's like a ray of sunshine. Jason Woliner's here.
Woohoo!
Hi, guys.
How
Thanks
are
for
you?
having me in.
Hi,
Big fan
Jason.
of the podcast.
Oh,
Really? Well, we're big
thank
fans of you.
Yes, he's a director, a writer, a former child actor.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
He's an amazing creative mind.
Really, you're one of my favorite people ever, and also one of the most talented people ever. Jason directed the second Borat movie, which is just amazing, and honestly, I think it's one of the hardest things anybody could do would be to do a second Borat movie. It seemed like truly impossible, but you made it a reality.
Well,
The
we just
series-
wanted to prevent Trump from being reelected, so mission
Congratulations.
accomplished on that
Yeah.
one.
You also directed the series Paul T. Goldman,
Uh-huh.
which was on Peacock, correct?
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
I think it's still. It
Hopefully it's still there.
hasn't been deleted yet.
Which is just, if you haven't seen it, don't read about it, just watch it. It's really, you will be taken on a journey. It's really mind-blowing and amazing.
But yeah, you're just
Thank
always
you.
doing amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
But today, we're going to go back to the beginning.
Jason, what are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to be discussing a failed, forgotten TV show called Willy.
All right, awesome. I know nothing about this, so I'm very excited to hear about it.
Yeah, pretty much no one knows anything about it. When Julia reached out and asked if I would want to come on Outgrown, I was really having a hard time thinking about it. Weirdly, a lot of the things I was into when I was very young, I'm pretty consistent.
Yeah, you got more stressed out than anyone that we've asked.
Well, I really, there's weird, Tom knows I was all comedy stuff from very young is all things I still love. And even music, there's a lot of weird, I kind of decide what I like and mostly stick to it for the most part. And then but I realize there is a big, a kind of, if you talk about a life-defining thing that you thought was going to stick that didn't, there is a huge part of my life that was, that basically stopped abruptly and is no longer my life.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's something you really don't talk about very often. I had no idea. I've only seen your work in Weekend at Bernie's as little boy who... On the beach, you flip someone off?
Yeah, I was credited as bratty kid. I bury Bernie's dead body in the sand, and I flip off the two guys who are trying to pretend that Bernie is still alive.
It's very funny.
Thank you. I fire a gun at the guys, and then
What?
and then I come back at the very end, and the ending credits roll over me burying him again.
Oh, shit.
I'm a
wow.
callback.
Damn. You have
Yeah.
a big part in that.
Some would say you're actually the star of Weekend at Bernie's.
Maybe the glue.
Some would say.
Some would say.
No, but to begin at the beginning,
Mhm.
you grew up in New York State.
Is that true?
Yes, State City, the
State-
Bronx, New York.
Yes, you started in the Bronx.
Tell us about your family.
My family, still my family, same family that I had back then.
Mhm.
So yeah, the way I got into this thing was my parents were both teachers. My dad started basically doing children's birthday party magic shows on weekends to make ends meet. He had this huge bunny costume, and he went by Amazing Al and the Magical Rabbit. And we spent every weekend from when I was, I think, around 3 or 4, just driving around the tri-state area. And I would go with him, and I would be like the plant in the audience at these kids' parties.
Whoa. How old were you?
I was like 4 when I was doing that.
So you were taught to lie at
yes,
4.
which is something Yeah, so I was talking to my wife, Becky. We were talking about this not long ago, and just that the magic was never real for me from when I was in my earliest memories. So so it was always about the process and here's how it works, and it's about going to people's homes and tricking them.
Wow.
And so I have come to wonder and think that may have impacted what I kind of do with my life.
Yeah, I
which
wonder
is,
if that
lie
ever
and trick
impacted
people.
anything.
And,
I might say that the pattern was set at 4, and you've just been following the same pattern. That's really unbelievable to think these are the things that were asked of you as a child. I'm going to pretend my father is a performer, and we're going into people's homes. He's a performer. He's not under any illusion of who he is. He's here as a performer.
Right.
I'm here pretending to be another kid at the party.
So wait, would you also have to like pretend to be friends with the birthday
Yeah, I would
kid?
like gaslight the kid and be like, "No, we're best friends." What
You're
are you talking about?
joking.
No.
Oh,
I was like, well, I don't know about this part.
holy
No,
shit.
no, I would just sit, when the show started, I would sit with the kids. Someone was like, "Isn't it weird that there was a kid who the other kids didn't know there?"
Yeah.
But now that I have kids, it's like, it's not weird at all. You don't know anyone at a kid party. Like
Okay.
there's
Okay.
kids don't know their friends at that age. You're assigned friends, and they're like basically who the parents know. And then you meet a kid and they're like, "Hey, this is your friend for today," and then you'll never see them again.
That's a good
pretty
point.
common when you're a little
Okay.
kid.
Yeah.
But
So-
you'd be there, you're sitting at the party watching it like every other kid.
I mean, yeah, also, but the fact that this stranger kid would raise his hand, get up, and get to like do all the fun tricks,
Yeah.
and then would go home with the magician afterwards.
Yeah.
Not
was
suspicious
so
at all.
amazing.
It's like Paper Moon.
It was,
The
yeah,
movie Paper Moon with the father and daughter hustling
Yes.
everybody.
basically, yeah. And
Yeah.
we have video of because then we got some job, my dad and I, being like the in-house magicians at Bloomingdale's. None of this
What?
sounds like it makes any sense. We're in the early 1980s.
Yeah.
They hired a father-son magic duo to like stand in the aisle of this department store and do tricks for people. I
Like
mean, it's
blocking people?
yeah,
from
just blocking
shopping?
the way.
So funny.
Yeah, while they were renovating behind, just to give people like
Yeah.
something to look at. Yeah, it was we did that, and at one of these shows, someone came up to my dad and was like, "Oh, your son could probably be an actor," and gave him a business card of a manager.
Wow.
And my parents were they were not stage parents at all. They were not the kind that ever would consider that, but they were, it seemed like something I wanted to do. And we talked to this manager, and she's like, I'm not going to ask you for any money. Don't, anyone who wants money is a scam. We'll get headshots. We'll send him on some auditions and see if he likes it.
And this is still 4 years old?
Yeah,
or-
it was 4, I think.
Wow. Was your dad a little envious that someone didn't approach him?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think he wanted to be an actor. I mean, he was like, in the, I guess, late 60s, he was in a magic club. He also grew up in the Bronx. Many generations of my family are from the Bronx, but he would go to Manhattan and meet these other teens, and he knew like Copperfield as like the snotty rich kid who would like buy all the expensive tricks, and like he was in that scene.
He was he was full on in the community.
And then kind of let go and became a shop teacher and special ed teacher, and then with my mom, and then but yeah, no, he was so this was just like, oh, this is a hobby and this could make extra money, and my mom and he ran the business, and they never considered that I would do this until they're like, oh, let's check it out. And then I started getting a lot of jobs immediately. I was in like tons of commercials, and I just worked a lot. Yeah, so I brought you guys a headshot. This is a later headshot. I was probably about maybe 9 or 10.
Okay.
We got one where you're, it's kind of like casual Friday at work.
Yeah.
Then we got your like alfalfa kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
little rascals kind of, I guess, problem child. a little bit.
I believe I came close on Problem
For
Child.
real.
You could have been Junior.
I came close on a lot of. I definitely Problem Child. They tell me like Home Alone. I did a bunch of auditions for. It was like
Wow.
everyone knew Macaulay Culkin. Everyone knew Elijah Wood. Like these were like the successful kids.
Sure.
I recently found out I'm like a big part of David Krumholtz.
Sure.
yeah.
I just recently found out I'm a big part of David Krumholtz's personal lore because he was on a couple of podcasts and told this story where he went to audition for this play and he was like not an acting kid, was just like an open call. And then he said he saw Jason Woliner across the room and he's like, oh, I'm never going to get it now. That kid works all the time. I was like, I had no idea that anyone would ever think of me like that. But then his big story is that he did beat me for this role. And then I eventually followed him in this Broadway play. But it was weird to find out I was such a big part of his like him conquering me when we were, I guess, 12 was like a big part of his.
Yeah, you had a reputation of the hot shot who works all the time. Like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Do you mind if I ask, like, so did you have like an intimidating presence at this age?
I don't think so. No, I had a lot of confidence. I was completely unself-conscious. I was very outgoing. I would talk to anybody, but no, I was just like a friendly kid, I think.
Which as a director now, if you would want a kid like you to work on something if you were looking, because you just like, they're here, they're not freaking out. They seem like they know why they're here. They can do the job.
I guess so. I've come to really, and if my parents listen to this, they'll get upset, but I've come to think, and look, I had a great childhood, but I've really come to think that kids should not be actors at all. And I had the best possible experience, but I've had times on set directing where I get very upset just working with a child actor, especially ones who are good. Yeah. The good ones make me even more sad because there's just something about a kid having a job and what it does to your like system of approval seeking and personality is to be, that young in a room full of adults who are like, good job, and like trying to please. I mean, it really shaped my personality in probably more than anything else.
Yeah, I would imagine your self-worth just gets so caught up in these things.
And it also, I had a lot of positive come out of it that I took into adulthood too, because you just are relentlessly rejected.
Sure. It's like 90% of being an actor is being rejected.
Yeah, and so my parents would spend all this time, or my other members of our family, taking me, from the Bronx into the city to audition, and yeah, most of the time you don't get it. And then you come really close, and then you didn't get it, or that mostly they don't even call you, and you just like realize after some, I didn't get that one.
Now, were these situations like driving in to Manhattan and like I'll drive around the block while you go for because you don't want to pay for you don't want to like lose more money, but it becomes a family.
I feel like we would park and they would go up with me pretty much most of the time. Yeah, I feel like they were there.
So, but it now is like the balance tilts in the family to some degree.
Oh yeah,
where the 4-year-old, the 5-year-old is a priority more than any normal. Like, look, kids are obviously a priority, but this is a whole other avenue of.
Absolutely. No, and it was, my parents were both extremely young, especially by today's standards. So my mom was 23 when I was born. My dad was almost 25. And both, grew up without a lot, grew up in the projects in the Bronx. And this was, this suddenly happened. And we were like, this thing that I'll talk about this show is like we were, being flown to LA. We were being like I did this show when I was 7 or 8 called Shining Time Station. We were hanging out with Ringo Starr. We were on a train tour around, from Chicago to New York. We rode a train with him. We were flown around the country, and it was like it's
really amazing.
So it's an exciting thing for a young, modest family.
Wait, were you a regular on Shining Time Station?
Oh yeah, I was.
Wow.
I did 22 episodes.
What?
That was the first season. I was one of the stars of that show. Yeah,
that's amazing.
So these first jobs, what do you remember thinking about acting, if you can remember anything like that? Were you enjoying it?
Yes, yeah. Okay. And so that was the deal. Is my parents were always so clear that if it was not fun, it was never anything I should feel like I had to do. It was never like, come on, you got to do this. I don't want to. Like I was, I knew I could stop whenever.
Okay, it's almost like you were playing with house money in terms of it's hey, you leave when we're done, we're done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, I just did a lot of commercials. I did like a soap opera. I did it for a few years. I mean, I acted from when I was 4 to about when I was 12. And it was a lot of auditions, but I was on a lot of stuff. Yeah, I was on SNL in like 86, 87.
That's now, what did you do on SNL?
It was a Steve Guttenberg hosted episode, a commercial parody after the monologue called Mixed Sushi.
Okay.
It's on YouTube, I think.
Okay.
Mixed sushi is like fast food sushi.
Isn't that so funny?
So funny. It's so funny.
See, let me
sushi
explain to
was
people
like,
why it's
I don't
funny.
know if you like, sushi is this crazy food that Asian people eat. It's crazy. It's like, fish, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine
I know
eating it without
fish. You cook it. And
yeah,
then
no,
you
no,
eat
no.
it.
So
What?
in the Far East, they're doing this thing called sushi.
Yeah. Wait, but they're not cooking the
And they're
fish?
not
Well, you
cooking
can't
it.
eat that.
And so the concept of this was that they would do it at McDonald's.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And Kevin Nealon was in it, and Jan Hooks. It was so whatever year that was.
Sure. So you're like 86, 87. That's probably that next era of Saturday Night Live, because there was like a weird season where it was like Robert
heading
Downey
into
Jr.
a good era.
Another run, yes, like John Lovitz and all those.
I don't think
people.
it was maybe quite there. Maybe it was. I think he was part. Yeah, I mean,
it was that next season. It was like after. Sorry, we're talking about Saturday so much.
it was Keenan's first year, I think.
I think yes, because he's been on 37 years. No, so you got to be on an SNL commercial parody, which is like those are legendary in terms of like as a comedic concept.
Yeah.
And you're doing this. You're also now taking in the entirety of like production.
Yes, and I grew up. Yeah, I basically grew up on sets, which also, I mean, it all perfectly lines up to what I did with my life.
Because I remember we were watching old Halloween commercials from the 80s, and on YouTube there was like a super color.
We were
2 hour
watching that
thing.
2 hour compilation of Halloween commercials from the past.
And they're kind of blurry because obviously they're off some VHS
Sure,
tape.
resolution.
Yeah, resolution's
very
low. And we were watching one. I was just like, I think, is that Jason in it? And then I asked you, you're just like, could have been.
Probably, yeah. Oh, yeah, if you could find it, I could, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think so. I did like 30 or 40 commercials. I was in a lot of commercials.
So wait, you're in Bloomingdale's. You get you get discovered.
That was at some kid's birthday, I think, is where I got discovered. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You did not get discovered at Bloomingdale's.
No, that was just that was one of the gigs my dad and I took.
Some creepy managers at a kid's birthday party looking for kids
I
to
think
scout?
a mom there, maybe her kid acted and is like, here's the card of our manager. If you guys were interested in this.
And then, so what was your first job? Do you remember?
Yeah, there was a show, I guess, on HBO it was a TV show of the magazine Consumer Reports.
What?
And
it's not TV, it's HBO.
And it was like reviewing products, and I think there was a thing on aspartame. It was one shot of me twirling Jell-O with a spoon. That was I think my first job. And then soon after, I got a commercial for Kix cereal with, I believe, and also like 3 or 4 year old Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
In that commercial.
Weird.
I think.
So you're working pretty regularly. You're starting to be flown around a little bit for things.
Yeah. Just, here and there. There's a lot of production in New York, but sometimes would come to LA, sometimes I think Michigan and some other places. Yeah.
And you getting the income from this means your dad can finally take off the bunny costume.
Yes. No.
The amazing Alan was retired.
No, it wasn't. I mean, my parents didn't keep my money from me. I think it all a lot of it went into a bank account that I got access to when I was like 18 or something. And
that must have been a year.
I blew it all immediately. Yeah,
I know this.
I bet you did.
That's why I dropped out of college. I think I paid for because like Willy. I just found out yesterday I got like $10,000 from Willy these episodes, and then I had like 35. I had enough to. I went to college for a year. For 2 years, but I went to college to Sarah Lawrence College in New York and was able to not take out loans. It was the most expensive school in the country at the time. It was like $35,000 a year, which would probably be like one of the cheaper ones now. This was 1998. I started going to college, and I was like, I'll do this for a couple of years. I'll probably leave. But then I was able to pay in cash for the first year of this like child acting money, and then I like blew the rest on CDs. I spent like $8,000 on CDs. I'm just buying music at Tower Records and whatever, the bootlegs, and then one day the second year of school I went to like check my bank account and it was at zero. And then I went back to my car and I locked my keys in the car and I was like, all right, I'm dropping out of school. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I have spent all my money for no reason.
Wow. Okay,
CDs were my fault. Yeah.
So we'll go back. So you're doing all these commercials, you're acting on television and films, and then
so oh sorry, what was your
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and how does this Willy come to be?
So
could we do Weekend at Bernie's first? Though?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know the order of things.
Yeah,
so
we not.
So let's. All right.
This culminates in Willy.
So then, there were the big things I did was like that show Shining Time Station was about a magical train station with Ringo Starr as Mr. Conductor, magical little train conductor man. And then I got cast in this movie Weekend at Bernie's, which became a cult classic about, this guy dies and these two guys that work for him drag around his body for a weekend at the Hamptons. We shot in North Carolina. I went with my grandpa. We did it for 2 weeks. I brought the original screenplay,
Whoa.
1987. This was my
God.
It's a much beloved corpse film.
Yes.
This was the press kit.
Okay. This is
cool.
I love that. Yeah. No, this is
all right.
really
For those
amazing.
just listening, we've got a really nicely worn, a multicolor page script from 1988.
88, okay. Yeah.
And Tom has a beautiful 80s blue folder.
Do you know who did the music on Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh man, tip of my tongue. Who is it?
Andy Summers. From
Andy.
The Police.
That's right. Yes.
I just learned
That's
that
right
now.
And then this is Ringo Starr's autograph.
Wrapping paper that to Jason from Ringo.
Yeah.
He gave everyone in the cast a doll of himself.
Okay.
All right.
And that's what I do now when we wrap.
You always have a doll.
Yeah, I would give them a doll.
You'd be like, because of course you want this.
Yeah.
And so I had a pretty good run as a kid actor. And then I was kind of like, okay, so very recently, like last week, found some writing I did about this in high school when I was like reminiscing about this Willy thing. And so here's where I was at. I had a good run as a child actor. I remember also a lot of people telling me that I shouldn't become too famous as a child actor because I will become like a drug addict and have a terrible life. And but people would tell me that from very young. And so there was a lot of success and a lot of failure, but I never became a household name, and I felt grateful for it at the time. But I was also kind of like aging out of it in that I was like kind of entering puberty and self-conscious. Actually, like right after Willy, I think I got glasses, but it was like I was starting to be like, I don't know if I want to do this for my whole life. And also I was making videos with my cousins. From very early on, I think how a director is like the center of attention on a set, and everyone's like working for this person. And I remember thinking that's probably what I would want to do.
Can you tell me I remember seeing a video you showed me of, it was a Star Trek thing where it was you and was that like a vacation thing?
I think this thing at like Universal Studios out here used to do your family could be in
on the Enterprise
pretend Star Trek episode. Yeah.
Okay, because you had video of this where you were Captain Kirk. It's the most
You're
telling
Captain
thing.
Kirk.
Oh yeah, that's
it's the
right.
most telling thing ever. You're in the captain's chair.
That's right.
and your parents are working. They're like, well, Captain, what should we do? But you're in the chair, and it was just one of the. It was like the most.
Funny.
It was like the most revealing thing of the dynamic because the whole family ends up being. You're getting shuttled around because you're working. You're kind of the captain.
I was
things
the one
in a
on
way.
TV. Yeah, I know. I was a dynamic child. I think.
Yeah, but you were like really, and you seemed very comfortable in that captain's chair.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what happens when you're from 4 years old, everyone telling you've got like a special talent and a great job. Oh, that was great. And yeah, that was, I guess so.
So you started to you started to need more than just the like attention. You also now were like, I want more control.
Yeah, baby, must be.
Mhm.
I was also like, I was getting the sense already, I think, that I was like, well, maybe I should just try to be a kid and have a childhood.
Okay.
I would imagine how was that when you would try to be a normal kid?
It was fine. I had friends. I was like a normal kid.
Okay, you weren't kind of like, you all are pathetic to me.
No. I had a pretty normal, like, besides this crazy part of my life. Yeah, I had friends. I think I was relatively.
But every once in a while, you'd bounce out to go do it. Like you'd be normal.
Yeah.
You went to regular school.
I didn't do any work in school. I was really.
Yeah. Okay.
I increasingly just stopped doing work because I was like, I don't. Why would I do this? I don't
Were
wanna
you
do
like,
this.
were you a very funny kid who was kind of like poking holes in the system? And
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I
I would imagine
remember.
a teacher. Maybe you'd stand up to a teacher.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There was this one. Well, there was this. I don't remember. I was in the orchestra class. I was supposed to learn violin, and there was this guy named Mr. Klein. This is probably not. He's got to be long dead. Because this is in the Bronx. Before my family moved to Westchester. And I was out for every Wednesday for matinees, and I think that was like the classes were only a couple times a week. So we were at this
Because on Broadway, in theater, like there's Wednesday.
Yeah, I was doing this Broadway
matinees.
play.
You're in a Broadway play.
I was in a Broadway play when I was
Okay.
11, 12, or 12, 13. Yeah, 12-ish. And I had missed, so I didn't know how to play violin, and I think I was like faking it. And he was going.
Wait, I'm sorry.
You were
How,
acting.
how do you fake?
I faked so many instruments. I don't have an aptitude for instruments. That is one thing. I don't think this was related to child acting. Maybe it was too.
Mm-hmm.
So there was orchestra and there was band. In band, I was supposed to play trombone,
Mm-hmm.
which was very difficult for me because I was a very little kid and my arm couldn't reach like the final position.
Did you choose the trombone?
I must have, yeah.
Yeah.
I think my friends were doing it, but there was so
Peer
I had no
pressure.
idea how to
And
play.
all the kids are doing it.
And so I would just look at the guy next to me because you could see what they're doing and just try to match what position and not really blow. And then we had this recital where like the 4 trombonists would stand at the edge of the stage and do the like.
Mhm.
And I hadn't practiced and I didn't know how to play trombone. And I was like, I'll just do the guy next to me. And there's video of it my dad took, and you can and you can see that I'm a step behind. That when all the kids are going out, I'm coming in
Because you're watching.
because I'm watching. Yeah. And then you hear my dad say to my mom, like, Lori, he's not playing. And she's like, what? And he's like, look at him. Look, he's not doing it. He's not playing it. And she's like, shut up. He is playing. Just quiet. He's like, no, he's not playing. My dad's laughing at me. It's the same thing.
Funny.
I just wouldn't. I was so bad at school. I wouldn't do anything. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't because I thought I was better at school. It was just I just very early on better than school. I just would only focus on what I was interested. I was very creative. I would do a lot. I have.
Didn't you like art and English? Or?
Yeah, I liked art. I loved writing. But I just wouldn't do assignments and wouldn't do the work. And I got bad grades.
So it was Mr. Klein.
So Mr. Klein was this very tall, bald guy, very harsh guy. And I was supposed to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on violin. And he was going one by one to the kids. And I had missed so much school, I think because of this play I was in. And he's like, all right, Jason, you play. And I was like, I'm not going to fake it this time. I'm just going to like level with him. I was like, Mr. Klein, I've missed too much and I don't know how to play it. And he's like, you have to play it. Like we've all been practicing it. Like you have to play it. And then I was like, no, I don't know how to play it at all. I cannot play violin. I don't know any notes. And he's like, play it. And
What is this, like a humiliation?
yeah,
thing?
and this is like I don't remember a lot of my childhood, but I do remember like the feeling of sitting there surrounded by, in those chairs with the music stands and like in this very like just like big wooden room, and went back and forth like that for a while. And so then finally I just went like, I was like, how can I prove to you I don't know how to play violin at all? And he grabbed it. My memory is he grabbed it out of my hand and held it up like he was gonna hit me with it. And then it like de-escalated. I don't remember. I remember like I wrote about it because then I would draw pictures of him. Like it was a big deal. And everyone, was talking about it for a long time.
You drew pictures of him?
Yeah, because it was like it became. I think in like the tall tale of it, he like snapped the bow over his knee. That didn't happen, but he did grab it from me and hold it above his head like he's gonna hit me in the face with it.
Oh boy!
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Because you're 11, say 12.
That one. Yeah, I was probably 10. I think that was
10. So a 10-year-old
Shakespeare play. I was
the idea of a 10-year-old showing up the teacher by going because I told you I can't play.
Yeah,
That's
I've never
a lot.
told that story.
Oh my
yeah,
God, that's
that was
hilarious.
a defining childhood.
And what was
fight
the
with a
reaction
teacher.
of the kids
Like,
around?
full gasp.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They thought he was going to hit you.
Yeah.
Well, because
Holy
nobody stands
shit.
up to teachers in that.
Oh my
way,
God! I
right?
just remembered another crazy thing.
Oh,
Okay,
go
yeah.
on.
There was so I wasn't like a bad kid. I was like a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like I wasn't like a
Yeah.
really
Bratty
bad
kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There was another kid there. I think it was, I won't say his whole name because he is still alive. I think this kid Ray. So after that, oh my God, this was actually crazy.
Okay.
Mr. Klein was over like doing something there, and we were enemies at this point. And this kid Ray had a little rubber band, and he put it between his fingers. He flicked it on, and it hit him in the head.
Oh my God.
And it hit him in the head when he was looking away, and everyone knew it was Ray, and everyone's giggling or whatever. And Mr. Klein gets hit in the head with this rubber band. He goes, "Who did that? Who did that?" And no one owns up to it. And he knew that, he and I had this big
my
thing.
God.
He goes, "It was you, wasn't it?" And I'm like, no, that wasn't me. And then Mr. Klein takes the rubber band, loads it in his fingers, so 2 fingers in the front, and pulls it back. And he goes right up to my head. What? And he's like, "Admit that it was you."
Holy shit.
And he's like a loaded gun right up to my head.
Yeah.
Admit that it was you?
Yeah. And then I don't remember. Eventually, I didn't because it wasn't me. But eventually, that like calmed down. But that was crazy.
This guy has a few issues.
Yeah, he was like a rage head music teacher.
Seems like he shouldn't be around children.
Yeah.
It was the 80s. It was crazy.
But he was getting shown up by a child who arguably had a better career than he did.
Oh, I bet it drove him fucking crazy. Because
Yeah,
you're like,
wasn't
I'm
like a
doing a
concert
Shakespeare play.
pianist.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, you're talking about music. You're just like, well, maybe I'll ask Ringo Starr to weigh in on my violin
That
playing.
would be so strange.
Yeah.
So then what? I mean, so what was the ending of your relationship with this man?
I honestly, that's the last thing I remember. But so all the stuff I have here came from these, like, at some point after I moved to LA, my parents were moving out of the home we were in when I was in high school, and they're like, "We have 17 boxes of stuff. We kept everything from my childhood." And so I just had them ship it to me. And so I haven't really opened them like before. Like I never opened them. So like there's a bin of child acting stuff. There's like, I remember I'll find it. I did write about this, but I don't remember anything else.
Wow.
So, okay, you mentioned, off mic that you don't have the best memory of your childhood.
Yeah, I really don't. I mean, that's like the story I just told. I haven't thought about in 20 or 30
Amazing.
years. But
No.
I remember like the big story points of it. But there's other things that people bring up or remember that are just it's gone. I don't know. I think I like closed the book on certain chapters of my life, and then they're kind of filed so far away because I was a kid actor. I was married in my 20s, and then that ended. That worked out. It worked out for everyone, but like. It's also like there's so much of that, like the day to day of that, I have almost no memory of for most of my 20s, and that wasn't. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah. I don't know. I've only recently come to understand that's not normal.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah. The idea that a teacher went to you and said, "I know it was you."
Gosh, that
Admit
would
it.
Yeah,
That's
that was real.
so
Yeah.
scary.
No.
I haven't told that story out loud. Yeah, in my
Did
adult
you
life.
almost want to admit to something you didn't do just to like make the situation stop?
Oh
Or-
yeah, just like
It's
like
like a cop
Gitmo.
interrogation.
Yeah.
interrogation.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is unbelievable.
Damn. So did Ray finally admit it?
I don't remember. I think he did. I think he did.
Okay.
All I'm doing now is like visualizing. Okay, so there's like
Yeah.
a few pages that I wrote up of this called
Uh-huh.
like the Mr. Klein story, where I was that age and I wrote down the details. And as you say this is another weird memory thing. I'm like visualizing the end of the writing, and I was like, wait, I think that is how he. I think Ray did admit it, and that's how he
To save you
Sure.
from
to
being
save me from being snapped in the face with a rubber band by an adult.
Oh my
My
god.
teacher. I think he did admit it.
Well, good.
Yeah, that is how that ended.
Oh, good. I'm glad that Ray
Sure.
stood up for you.
Wow.
Mr. Klein wasn't just like, don't take the bullet for Jason, Ray.
So that says so much about you. So right after this experience with this teacher, you immediately go write a story about what happened.
Everything was like that. Yeah. Everything was like stories and
That's so
fodder.
cool.
And like that's another I opened up another one of these bids today trying to look for stuff, and it was like, oh, I just recorded everything and kind of narrativized everything or like made everything into like, oh, this incident, and like
Yeah.
I don't know how normal is that normal? Like
I feel like Harriet the Spy. That's normal.
I think probably because I was made to feel like I was important from my earliest formative years, probably did something to me that everything could be a story, everything is like a thing to tell someone about or
No,
to
that's
record
just-
or make
that's
a
amazing.
thing
Yeah.
about.
I think
It
that's
really-
I mean, you're seeing creative opportunities. You're gathering material for your creativity.
But then also after I was done being a child actor, I completely shrunk away from wanting any kind of spotlight, which is like another thing I've kind of recently realized, because I did this just have this very weird relationship with it, because then eventually, then we're jumping around a lot, but I had like a bunch of years where I just went to high school and was a normal kid, and then tried to make a go of, being a filmmaker and director. And then when that started working was with this sketch comedy group called Human Giant. We had an MTV show in the early 2000s where I was like really wanted to be like one of the voices behind it and presented as a member of this like group, but also really didn't want to be seen or on camera or anywhere near.
For Human Giant was Paul Scheer, Aziz Ansari, and Rob Hubel were the faces of the show, but you were the fourth. I remember that's when we were getting to be close friends.
Yeah.
And I would go visit you, and you'd be editing these episodes round the clock, and they I'm not putting them down. They were actors. They were writers and actors. You were but once that's done, that's when your work is kind of still ongoing. Like they would be just figuring out other jobs and things like that. And you were just chained to this room in an editing bay for months, just building this series. Not completely by yourself, but the burden of that was on you.
It was, me and Tom Janis was our showrunner, and buried in there for months. But even just like it wasn't like I credited as director. Like I was like, oh, this is our group. This is the four of us, which is, I guess sometimes you see that in sketch comedy, but.
Yeah, no, there's sometimes the person like Terry Gilliam with Monty Python was not on camera, but he was doing all this animation and stuff behind the scenes, independent of them filming sketches.
Yeah.
All right. So Jason, now let's talk about Willy. How did this happen?
So basically I was around 12 or 13, and I think I had come off of a few big disappointments of not getting stuff.
Like what?
I think I was basically cast in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when it was called The Teeny Weenies was the original title.
What?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is true. And I think the director died, and they hired someone else, and they recast or rethought the movie.
Jesus.
This is all my memories. I can look it up. My parents have a better memory of all this stuff, but there are a few things that were bigger that I didn't get, and I was like, and so I guess I got a call to be like, hey, do you want to audition for this ABC series, a sitcom called Willy? And as I wrote it, I just found this thing I wrote about it in high school, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure. And they're like, this one is already, picked up. And, I think I had maybe been cast in another pilot that didn't go. It was something like, this is like a good situation. They picked up 7 episodes. It's the showrunners from Growing Pains, which was a big show at the time.
Yeah.
It's their new thing. And so I was like, okay, I went and auditioned. And I think the next day they call me back, and they're like, they want you to, meet again. They want to put you on tape again. And then I think right away they wanted me to essentially go. I was in New York. They wanted me to meet live via satellite at the time. This is before the internet existed.
Which probably cost $40,000
Yes.
for them to patch that in.
Yeah, so I went to a room in Manhattan, and there was a big screen with all these people on it, and I did the audition, and then I found out the next day they're like they want to fly you out, and the way I describe it is like they fly you first class, they pick you up in a stretch limo. It was like real like Hollywood kind of
Wow. The olden days of Hollywood.
Yeah, and so the show was called Willy. It was about a child named Willy who makes movies with his friends. It was a single camera show, but it like the tone of it. Well, okay, so I go on audition. I do this audition. I think it doesn't go very well. I'm very nervous about it. And then while we're still out there, they're like, the next day we want you to come back and meet the president of Warner Brothers Television, which I don't know. I don't remember who that was.
And did you realize at the time like how kind of close this concept was to your lived experience?
Well, I wasn't making movies with
Oh,
my
you weren't?
friends.
Okay,
I was
I
just
didn't-
acting. What I realized later is I think I like modeled my life
After
on
the
this
sitcom.
failed project. Yeah.
Oh.
I think I like single white female my character on the show and just
Cool.
took
Oh,
and became
You became Willy.
Willy.
Cool.
So
all right.
there was a kid, this redhead kid named Bo Sharon played my best friend. Okay, so I got it. Yeah, they're like, you got it. You're gonna move out here immediately.
Wow.
Like within a few weeks, we were shooting,
Mhm.
and they're like, we're going right into 7 episodes. It was called a
Wow.
mid-season pickup,
Mhm.
no pilot, and so it was single camera in this, like, it wasn't shot on film. It was like an early video show that they made it look more like there's like a film look software. So because it was before they could even broadcast in 24 frames. So it was this weird treatment that made things grainy. And it was like these sitcom writers who were very talented, but also were very used to a certain kind of format. Where there would be laughs, there would be like a studio audience. So in this one, there were jokes, but then just kind of like silence.
Sure, because they're used to the rhythms of a live studio audience
Yeah,
playing off those moments.
that was my takeaway, is that the tone felt like it didn't feel like what your Malcolm in the Middles became, or your like your single camera sitcoms that kind of took off after that. It was kind of, they hadn't really figured out how to do it yet. But honestly, the problem may have been casting me. I think I was like, I came off as it's the first episode. My mom gets divorced and I moved to this new town. I don't know anybody. And there's like a lot of sad music, but also it's like me looking very sad the whole time. And then I'm just like this lonely kid who makes movies. And then I start meeting friends. We make movies. Yeah. This guy, Bo Sharon, who actually played young Chris on Get a Life in a few episodes.
Yeah, young Chris Elliott. That's amazing. Okay.
And there were these other kids in there, and so we shot 2 episodes, and it was very exciting. And then they were like, "Hey, they want you to come by the Warner Brothers lot and watch the cut of the first episode." And so I went to this trailer, and so this is just like very exciting. Before that happened, it was just oh, I'm gonna star in a TV show.
Yeah, was your family excited?
Everyone was like so excited.
Yeah.
My parents came out to my aunt Yetta, who's like my mom's cousin, took me out there. She was young and didn't have a job at the time, and so she like was staying with me. But my parents came to visit, and my like they got me like an embroidered jacket with the logo and like everything. It was the biggest
Wow,
deal. It
that's
was like,
amazing.
I'm gonna be a TV star. I went to go see a taping of Growing Pains, and the warm-up guy announced to the audience, like, ladies and gentlemen, like the star of ABC's forthcoming show, Willy, is young Jason Woliner. Everyone clapped for me, and
Oh,
and,
wow.
and I got
What a trip.
I got to hang out with everyone on the show, including a young Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, previous topic of an Outgrown
Yes.
episode.
So it's you, Leonardo DiCaprio,
Kirk Cameron,
Damn.
Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke, who had the biggest, softest hands of any hand I've
Okay.
ever shaken.
What?
Was
What,
there-
like, were they
It was like a
gelatinous?
sofa. Yeah, it was
What
just
the
like
fuck?
it was. Your
Yeah.
hand would fully disappear inside of his
Wow.
hand.
Disgusting.
Maybe a young Robin Thicke was hanging around
Maybe.
somewhere. His, Joanna Kearns, of course.
Of course.
So you're on this. You're getting a real taste of Los Angeles now, of Hollywood,
Yes.
of like proper show business.
Yes. And then it never got announced or anything, but I basically, they were just like, come watch the show. We watch it in the trailer, and they're like, okay, we got to talk to you about something. So ABC has lost interest in the show. And
They just like flat out said that.
yes. And I think I'm sure it was tested. I mean, basically, I didn't test well, I think. But I don't know why they didn't just fire me.
Yeah.
And I wish, I mean, it's probably
It almost
lost
feels like if they
time.
weren't, if they were doubting all of it, they wouldn't recast it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe
oh,
that
there's one
sounds
element.
like the truth. That they
I've
just
always
lost interest in the
assumed that
show.
it was because I tested poorly, I was unlikable, I was too sad in the show. But
I don't think that's true.
I
They would've just
wonder if it's
recast you.
just saying it out loud now. It's probably because there were multiple issues.
Well, that's it. They
Yeah,
would,
they would not. If you only shot 2 episodes, they would have just recast.
yeah, they would have pulled you. They would have said,
Yeah.
"Hey, there's one element that's not working here.
Yeah, which
this
is
kid isn't right
fairly
for it.
common. Yeah,
Let's swap him with a kid who's more right for the part." But it seems like it was. That feels like an across the board. Like
maybe. Yeah,
like this isn't working, because it also seems like it was a relatively new concept. The way they were trying something that maybe they weren't comfortable with. Test audiences probably be like, "What is it's quiet? It's not fun." Like without a laugh track to guide them.
Yeah, I don't think it would have tested well in any.
Yeah.
It probably just tested poorly. Yeah, probably the show tested as poorly as my character did.
Well, okay. So what was the character like?
He was just this sad kid who convinced his friends to make movies.
He was just sad all the time.
Yeah, I'll send you the episode.
I want to
if
see
we
it
want,
so bad.
I have it on a hard drive somewhere. We could probably put it on YouTube. You could link to it if it's
yes.
fully. It's never been seen by anyone.
Absolutely. that will
And it was
happen.
shot. I mean, I can't imagine. It's probably in the public domain
Yeah.
at this point. It was
I don't
shot
know if anybody's
over
gonna come-
100 years ago.
Nobody's going to come after you. For,
100 years
yeah. So before that, hey, let's sit down and watch the episode because we want to talk to you about something.
Also, what a terrible, uncomfortable
Yeah.
situation.
Where was your head in terms of like, am I going to be like, because now you're hanging out with like, am I going to be Kirk Cameron now? Like, is that where your
Basically,
head
yeah.
is
As
at?
far as I can remember, yeah, I think I was like, okay, I'll finally,
Mhm.
be famous and have it. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
so glad it didn't happen now.
Sure. No, all these things work out the way they're supposed to work out.
Everything
But
does. Unfortunately.
but just at that point, for it to be a child and be dealing with the concept of like, hey, get ready, because once you're going to step through this door and then you're on the other side of the door, you're famous now.
Yeah.
All the pieces are in place. You just had 400 people in a studio audience cheering the next star. Like, let's hear it for like you're meeting tomorrow's star today.
Yeah.
Yeah, young Jason Woliner.
Yeah.
So
it was-
this
yeah.
is like that must do
These are
a-
all people bust in from mental
Yeah,
hospitals.
exactly. Yeah, senior citizens and mental. Like what does that do to you?
I remember being very disappointed about it. In this thing I wrote when I was a few years older, I said, and I didn't remember this until I read it the other day, but I felt worst about having to tell my mom that it had happened because she was so excited about it. I think it was that. I was like, I mean, that's also a lot of my life is trying not to disappoint my parents.
Totally.
And, but I had been rejected. So the rhythm of a life as an actor, as a child actor, as an actor, as a person trying to work in the entertainment industry, as you guys both know, is just constant failure and rejection. Like,
Absolutely.
really, it's like mostly that. Like it took that Paul T. Goldman show. It took me 10 years to do it, and it wasn't just like working on it. It was mostly like meeting and begging for money, and then hearing no, they don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was. I remember every chapter of that story. You'd be like, I'm flying to Florida, I'm going to shoot a thing. Like but you just, if you didn't keep believing, that would have never existed.
Yeah, I have some kind of just like stubbornness and sanity that I just, and like right now I'm in at varying points of that, of like 5 other things.
Sure,
that is
yeah.
just like I'm remembering how just it's not fun.
Yeah. One thing I will say is, like, we've been talking about this, like, you can tell who has never gotten noted to death in life. Like, if you meet certain people and somebody says something to them and then they get super defensive and they argue with you on the thing, it's like, well, you clearly have never been in the development process on something, because after a while, when you're in this thing, even if they love a thing, they're like, oh my God, we love this. Rewrite it from page 1, but we love this. And that's positive feedback. You get 100 notes and rejections and things. We all have some sort of thicker skin with the concept. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
well, that's it. And nothing is, even if you're shooting it, nothing is real until it comes out.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And then I think it puts me in the position of just, my frame of mind for everything is, this is probably not going to happen, and it's going to be a really hard thing and take forever if it does happen.
And that's not a negative approach. It's just a realistic approach. So you're not just like thinking, oh, here we go.
Well, that's what'll crush you, is getting your hopes up every time, or acting like, oh, they want to meet. Oh my God, this is as good as happening. I mean, you have to like ride the line of having some glimmer of hope that this will arrive at something.
Yeah.
But
it is like,
it's changed how I approach things.
You said delusion. There is just an element of,
oh, I mean, when I first moved to Los Angeles, I was 100% delusional about everything. I was just like, I'm the shit. I'm going to get every job I want, blah, blah, blah. And then like you do for a little bit, because people like delusional confidence sometimes.
Yes, it's a big part of it. Yeah. You have to fake it if you don't have that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But you also have to believe in something. It's faith is really what it is. And it's the weirdest thing, that faith is a part of trying to make a living.
But it took me many years to realize that like delusional confidence is the opposite of self-esteem. It's like I had very low self-esteem, tons of delusional confidence, and now it's kind of like the other way around.
It shifted, yeah.
Yeah.
So with you, with this, hey, this is not working. What were the next steps for?
So the next step was, we're going to shop it around. There weren't, obviously, I mean, actually, I feel like there were as many places as there are now, because now there are no places again.
Right, yeah. It was like 4 networks then. Now we're back to 4 networks.
For a while, there was a lot of places.
Wait, so, okay, when you say we were going to shop it around, who's we?
The 2 producers, this guy, Dan Gunselman and David Kendall, who were on Growing Pains and Just the 10 of Us, and we're having a great run in TV comedy in the early 90s. And so they're like, yeah, we're going to shop it around. We're going to see who does it, who anyone wants to do it. You know, we're all ready. We got production. You know, production was obviously paused, but they're like, we're ready to go. We've got a cast and we've got scripts, and let's see if we can sell it. And so then, immediately after, they were shooting Tim Burton's Batman Returns at the time on the Warner lot. And so I, right away, I just went for like a sad walk through Gotham City. Like 13-year-old kid. Yeah. And so I was like...
So it's like the Charlie Brown music is playing
basically,
through Gotham.
It was like the Danny Elfman, Charlie Brown music.
That is so strange.
And so I remember, because they built this massive, nothing CGI back then. They built this massive multi-block long set.
Wow.
And you would see the Batmobile driving around sometime, and so I was just like, I remember vividly, is walking through the streets of Gotham City. There are these big signs that like Oswald Cobblepot for mayor, and I was just like, what do I do? I thought I was going, okay, don't give up, don't give up.
Wait, can I ask? Because earlier you mentioned, because you knew how magic was done, you never got to like experience magic as a kid, and so obviously that is, you'd compare that to, you're seeing how the magic is made of movies, of filmmaking. Was it still magical to you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No,
that's
I love.
good.
I mean,
it seems like it's still magical to you.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was just hoping that I wasn't reading that
magic.
wrong.
Oh no, I believe it. Yeah, it's just about like the seeing the parts and the components and like approach approaching it from that side of like what goes into making something feel magical or otherworldly or special.
You seem like that is the magic for you, is all the bits and bobs, what's behind the curtain.
Yeah, maybe. I think that makes sense. Yeah, it's just process and figuring out, going from like the desired end result back to, okay, here's what I would like someone to feel or experience.
Yeah.
What are the steps to get us there, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a consistent thing. So, yeah, and then I stayed in LA, and over the next few weeks.
Well, they're trying to ship it around?
Yeah, we'd just get like calls, okay, Fox said no, NBC said no, which is, Yeah, it's so close to my day-to-day experience now.
Yeah.
And it's like my life has not changed since I was 13. It's just waiting for calls.
And they're
yeah,
still
no, they don't
making
wanna
Batman movies. You could still possibly walk around the set of a Batman movie.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So you're waiting
30
for
years.
calls.
Yeah. So and then eventually we ran out of options and went back home.
Okay.
And then, and so that was kind of like that didn't work. And then around that time, I got glasses. My nose got bigger. And I was still auditioning for
I still don't think that happened yet.
No, there is. I can show you pictures. There's like a period. I did one more. I think after that, I did one more movie role in a movie called Bullet with Mickey Rourke, Tupac Shakur, and a young Adrian Brody.
Yes,
What?
okay.
Wait. You were in this
I
film?
think Brody's in it. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
What role were you?
I was in a scene with Tom's former coworker. What's that guy's name?
Ted Levine.
Ted Levine.
How did I guess I was the first one? Because he was always a cop. in
Okay.
things.
But you can see I look crazy in it. It's this movie called Bullet. I play you know that trope, the homeless Jewish kid? The classic film character?
Yep.
Stereotype?
Yeah, so old.
I played
So
it was in a junkyard. And Ted Levine plays a crazy guy building an army of homeless kids.
Wait,
And
what?
Well, this sounds like a movie I need.
and then
Just this
Wait,
thing
an
about it.
army
Mickey
of
Rourke.
homeless kids like the foot soldiers?
to do
like
his
the Foot
bidding,
Clan?
yeah.
So it's
And he's like,
like
the Sun Tzu's The Art of War, right? But
So this is like a Dickens character.
yes.
So I'm just going to set the table for
Wow.
if anybody needs to sell the movie Bullet, Mickey Rourke, Tupac, Adrian Brody, Ted Levine, an army of homeless children,
And I think
which you were one of.
That's the only. There's one scene. It never comes up again. It's just to show that this character is crazy.
Okay.
And he's like, "Here's how you cut a guy's throat." He's like, and he was like, really. I've heard. I don't know anything about him in real life, but he was very methody that day. He's standing on top of like a junk pile, holding a machete, and then he ran at us.
Did you have flashbacks of Mr. Klein?
And I remember not being ready for it, but I was this little kid with I had a giant nose. Like then my nose grew before the rest of my face.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So it was in that moment, and they put a yarmulke on my head.
Wait, you like really were a Jewish homeless kid?
Yes. The other kids weren't
Don't even know what to say
Jewish.
about that.
There was like a black kid, an Italian kid. Like they were just doing the kind of
inoffensive.
yes, yeah, just like let's represent all types of.
Was the
homeless kids.
yarmulke like made of trash?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's a lid of a tin
Yeah.
can.
It's just like that's so you do one more thing, Bullet.
So I did that, but around that time, because I had just gotten glasses, I was very self-conscious. I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to be. I think, but maybe something about Willy. I was like, I don't want to be looked at. Really, I was coming out of like I don't. And then I went on
Like,
one commercial.
Did it feel like the air was leaking from the balloon, even if you didn't consciously know it? In terms of wanting to continue acting,
I think so because I just remembered it happened in one moment where I went for a commercial audition. There was like a folding table full of like ad agency people, and they just started laughing at me, and they were like, "Oh, well, look, we got like a little Woody Allen here," like saying like snarky stuff. And I do remember that moment thinking like, "What the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like I'm a kid. Why am I
Wow.
doing this?"
You're 13.
Yeah,
so-
I was 13.
and you're out now. Like the
I was out. So I think I told my parents, I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
You did not like being compared to Woody Allen.
It was more like they were laughing at me. I was in a Woody Allen movie.
What?
I was in a I was cut out. I don't have any good stories, but the movie Alice, one of the late era Mia Farrow movies, and I was in a flashback. I played a kid. I had a monologue where I was like showing these other kids like a severed finger in a box. I think it got cut out of the movie and lost to time, but did work with Woody Allen.
Wow.
So when you feel that break happen in your head, like that was permanent.
Yes, I've had no desire to be acting or on camera since up to like when I was trying to get Paul T. Goldman made. for years I was like, I'm not going to be in it.
Yeah.
I don't like when people put themselves in these kinds of projects. Generally.
So you like when Nathan does it?
Yeah, Nathan does his own thing. I mean more like I've shit on this guy in way too many interviews, but that like the Andrew Jarecki and the Jinx.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, like it's so much. But then making Paul T. Goldman, I kind of came to realize like, oh, I think I do understand why he had to do that to tell that story because his relationship with the Jinx became such a part of it, as did mine with Paul, which I went into it not wanting to be in it at all.
Yes, I remember this really well because there was a point where you'd show cuts and things and it would be like, Jason, the reality is you need to be on camera more for this to tell this the right way.
Yes, you were one of my trusted friends who was telling me that, and I was just like, okay.
But it was clear. I can just back up what you're saying. Is like you really did not want to be on camera. It's not like you were like, oh, who, me? I should be on camera? Oh, I guess I'll do it. And like, no, you really were resistant to getting back in front of a camera, even as a behind the scenes on camera.
Yeah. I never wanted to be in it. And so, yeah, I think whatever this childhood did to me, it made me both desire, whatever people who make stuff have this desire to put part of them in the world and express something about themselves, but also this kind of revulsion for being looked at.
Yeah, I think you and I are very similar in that regard because we both like a certain amount of control, but we don't want the attention.
Yeah. You want people to know who's doing it, but not look directly at you, or
totally.
you want to still be. Even when someone's looking at you, you kind of lose some control. For
Absolutely.
sure.
And one thing that both of you do have in common, very much so, is the idea of giving people an experience is kind of what drives both of you. You like the idea, it's basically magic. Just to boil it down to one thing, is like you both believe in the idea of magic and you want to show people who aren't expecting something they weren't expecting.
Yeah, I think we both really like novelty.
Yeah, this is all true. Yeah. So I came back to New York. I was like, I just want to be a kid. My dad got a job teaching in a town called Pelham in Westchester in the suburbs of New York. We eventually moved there, and I went to high school, and I was a kid. And but from Willy, after that, I started making videos and stuff with my cousins, my brothers, and that kind of cemented it as like, no, this is what I want to do.
And that felt like, hey, I like living here.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So that's the gift that Willy gave you.
I guess so, yeah.
You became Willy.
I stepped into his flesh.
Yeah, I guess you could say it that way. So when did you move to Los Angeles?
I moved here in 2009.
Oh, wow. You moved here after me.
When did you move here?
2007 to work on Yo Gabba Gabba.
I was spending time out here. We would do like writing for Human Giant. Human Giant was like 2006, 2007. We would write out here. We would we shot a little bit of the first season out here. They cut our budget in the second season, so we couldn't afford to shoot out here. But so I was coming out here. I was living with Aziz Ansari for stretches out here, and then working in New York. And then eventually everyone I knew moved to LA, and it made the most sense.
I think I initially met you at maybe one of your Four Loko parties.
Probably, yeah.
Or maybe just at UCB, and then I got invited to
I was trying to, when I,
party.
I was trying to remember when we met. The earliest email evidence I have of you is like a Comic-Con thing from many years ago. We met at Comic-Con, or we knew each other at Comic-Con.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, and then I came out here 10 years later. I remember being so sad when you were moving here. It was just like, because we were very close at that point, and you're just like, I gotta. And
I don't remember the whole moving at all. It's like another part that it was so, I was so out of my mind and crazy.
So does like huge amounts of stress cut off your memory, or sadness or embarrassment?
I was in this relationship with this wonderful person for the most of my 20s, and it wasn't the right relationship for either of us, but we kept trying to make it work, and we got married. Tom's been at all of my weddings. So I've only been married twice.
It's like, it's very funny. You were at the two, I was at the two, and ironically, your wife.
My wife, Becky, was also at my first wedding, because we've known each other for a long time.
I heard that she cried.
That's what she says.
Because she was in love with you.
Yeah.
I know, it's a weird life.
And then fast forward to a few months ago, you officiated our
And
wedding.
I officiated.
Yes.
I didn't know we were
Yeah,
able to
no,
talk about.
we
Yeah, I
did that,
officiated your guys. That's what I found out early emails. Yeah. So
My early emails were about,
Comic-Con, yeah, or like Facebook messages.
but
maybe.
they were
Maybe
about
talking...
officiating a wedding.
No. When I was
Oh.
trying to write my thing for your wedding, I was trying to remember when we
how we
met.
met.
Because I've known Tom for probably around 20 years, maybe more now.
I was 2004.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
what did I
21
email you
years.
about Comic-Con?
I think we were just trying to hang out, or we
Oh,
ran into
cool.
each other there. We're like, "Hey, great seeing you," or something. I don't know.
Man, those were like the fun days of Comic-Con where you'd actually like
Yeah.
meet cool people at parties. And...
I haven't been in many years.
No, you couldn't pay me to go back to Comic-Con at this
Well,
point.
I think if you were getting paid, I would want you to go back to Comic-Con.
Maybe, okay, you could pay me to go.
Yeah, you could.
The only way I would go is if I
You could
was.
pay
Well,
me to
Steven
go.
Universe.
Oh, sure. Actually, I'm revising that completely. If anybody wants to pay me
I was
to go
going
to
to say,
Comic-Con,
please pay Tom to go to
please.
Comic-Con.
It's actually not going to be that much. Either. When you look at this road for you, it's like you've been at this for 40 years.
Oh my God.
When you think about you just in
Yes,
whatever version
that's
of show business,
Yes.
you're 40 years deep
Yes.
in this line of
I
work,
know.
which was
It's crazy.
mind-boggling to think that that's where you're at with it, and you've had all these different iterations, but they all add up to where you're at now. Like they all got you to this place.
Yeah.
When you look back at all of those iterations, what is your relationship to them now?
I mean, yeah, it's complex. I bet it's the only way that it could have happened. But it is, yeah, it's crazy to be like, oh yeah, I was on SNL in 1987.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is such a trip to learn all this
Those are
or
stuff.
whenever it was, like
mind-blowing, yeah.
86, I think.
It's like most people, that would be like the only thing they talk about all the time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I've never heard
Isn't
most
that?
of these
Yeah, I was on
stories.
Saturday Night Live 40 years ago.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's like
Whoa.
it's surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're
But I'm also getting kind of old. Yeah.
now you're a wonderful father.
Thank you.
And now you put so much time into creating novelty and magic for your own children that it's really inspiring.
Oh, thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have two great kids.
Yeah.
And
Now, if any
we
of
have a
them,
good
if
time.
either of them came to you and said, like, Dad,
no, never.
Well,
Never.
Magnus already makes stop motion movies.
Yes, both my kids are wildly creative, and but
If they weren't, well,
luckily
how would you
have-
feel?
Have shown no interest in acting.
yeah.
If they were not creative at all,
I
how
would
would you feel?
I would love them.
No, of
Are
course
you
you'd
sure?
love them.
Well, you
I would
just
hope.
shape them. You make them how you just make it a normal thing to be like doing stuff and making stuff, and they find I don't know. I got very lucky. I have two very cool, funny, creative kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you make them play instruments?
No, well,
Not yet.
we have them in piano lessons, which they like doing,
Oh,
but
they
also
like it.
sometimes
That's
they
nice.
just go and hang out. Like,
Mhm.
My version of your Mr. Klein is not as interesting, but I did have a piano teacher that got very angry with me one day and grabbed my hands and slammed them onto
oh
the
my God,
keyboard.
these are abusive people.
Yeah, it
not
was,
all of them.
It
but
was
some of them.
alarming, and I was very scared of piano after that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's so I don't envy anyone whose job it is to be with 30 fourth graders.
I'd
all
rather
day.
kill myself.
Yeah, I couldn't do
Yeah.
it. So I have a lot teachers. It's hard to be a teacher.
Oh my God, it's the hardest.
Just thinking of this guy, Mr. Klein, who realistically was probably 32 years old.
No,
Maybe younger.
Okay. I'm saying like the way
Oh my
everybody
God.
thinks everybody's ancient. It's okay. Say Mr. Klein was 41 years old.
He was balding.
Okay, but still, that happens.
Some
like,
But I
People go
guess right,
bald at
people
20.
people used to look older.
they all
Yeah.
did, but that's what I'm
in
saying.
the 80s,
Realistic.
90s,
Say
yeah.
this guy's 36 years old.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And-
I always imagined him in his 50s, but you may be right.
He's teaching, and then he gets hit in the head with a rubber band, and he turns around and he sees all these kids. And then he sees the one kid that makes more money than he does.
And you're making this little face.
Like, and he's,
Oh
You're
my
making
God.
your problem
Don't you
child
Don't you hate
face.
that kid?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that kid.
But
Yeah,
like-
especially because I was so like,
Yeah,
like
it's
fuck
the
you.
kid who
Yeah.
showed him up. It's like he sees the kid who showed him up in front of the group, the kid who could basically buy and sell him with his Shining Time Station money. And then he's like, this kid, all these kids just saw me get hit in the head with a rubber band. And it was you, wasn't it? Like every
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of frustration.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised he didn't strangle me early Homer Simpson style. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, was there anything else? Any other fun tidbits you wanted to share with us?
Oh, I don't like all this. Like that story, I haven't told anyone. My wife doesn't know it. I don't talk about
Oh,
this
that's
stuff.
amazing.
So I like these things are in there, but they'll just I don't know.
I know. I feel like that's always the thing. You just need someone to ask you the right thing, or have someone
To unlock. the
Yeah,
thing,
I feel like that happens all the time.
Mhm.
I also
Yeah.
feel like my like normal like mental space is just like the same four thoughts again and again and again that kind of like pushes everything else.
Right. Like
out.
what's priority?
But I see there are some people who can just great storytellers who recall these things. Oh, once on this, and like unless it's a story that I've told a lot, usually I don't have them at the ready. Like
I think that means you're probably better at living in the present.
I try to. I'm just like fixated on what I'm trying to do all the time.
Yeah.
It's like every day is like here's a list of and you're like I mean it's just like what am I doing? What am I trying to do?
Yeah.
Push this along. Okay, got to do this. Send this email. What am I doing? Oh, this out. And that really takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, because like I have a terrible memory, so it's very easy for me to be grateful for the present moment because I don't remember what the fuck happened.
Well,
back
that's
then.
good. I find that too. Is that if things have not been like if I've not been feeling good or whatever, but then I have a good day, I really don't. I don't remember. It's like I only remember what I'm feeling like today or like last couple days. Really, like it just goes away. I
But
think.
you wrote it all down when you were a kid, so you can access it that
I
way.
kept a lot of notes when I was a kid.
That's amazing.
That's really cool. I mean, that was kind of like your version of journaling, where you write it, you're making stories out of them.
I
your
guess so. Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff there.
Jason, I feel like I have learned so much about you today.
Me
It's
too.
very exciting.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all this and being so vulnerable.
Well, thank you guys. I'll see if I can find a copy of this thing. If you want to put a clip up or put an
Wow.
episode up.
100%.
Exclusive.
100%.
Willy.
The world needs to see it. I need to see it.
Lost
You need to
show.
see it. You
Exactly.
have seen it?
I think I saw a clip from it in a assembled.
Was it the bachelor party thing, or was I think our friend David O'Reilly?
That's what you
made
did at your
me-
bachelor party? You watched?
Our friend David made an incredible
Yes.
reel of like stuff that my dad had sent him, including some of this stuff. But no, and
Oh,
then I
O'Reilly
made a,
did that?
I saw that.
Yeah.
yes.
That's really sweet.
I did see that.
and
yeah.
then a year or two ago, I made a show where I did like a fake documentary about myself, and I included some clips of this. In
That's
there.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we'd love to see it and share it with everybody. And this really, you know how much I love you, and you're one of my favorite people, and it's so exciting to get to do this with you. So
Thanks,
thank
Ty. I
you.
love you too. I love you both. Thanks for asking me. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jason.
Well, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back with another episode of Outgrown very soon.
See you next time.
Bye.